Discover La Mesilla, New Mexico, on a road trip in the Southwest. In this video, I take you on a road trip to a small, historically rich town in southern New Mexico called La Mesilla. This perfect quick stop off the interstate will provide a thrilling place to stretch your legs for a few hours. Whether you're planning your next road trip or simply driving along I-10 and your belly is growling, La Mesilla offers a unique mix of cultural beauty, fascinating landmarks, and a vibrant past that makes it a must-visit stop while traveling in the Southwest. La Mesilla is easily accessible from Las Cruces. It's less than a 10-minute drive. Whether you're driving from nearby cities or planning a longer road trip through New Mexico, La Mesilla's welcoming atmosphere and scenic charm are well worth the detour. Travel across America with me. As you enter town, you will see this sign. It is an official scenic historic marker, and I do have to say, New Mexico is great with its very informative historic markers. On November 16, 1854, a detachment from nearby Fort Fillmore raised the U.S. flag here, confirming the Gadsden Purchase. Thus, the Gadsden Territory was officially recognized as part of the United States. In 1858, the Butterfield stage began its run through Mesilla. During the Civil War, Mesilla was the capital of Confederate Arizona Territory. More interested now? Street parking is free, which makes it easy to stroll the few blocks that hold the intrigue of La Mesilla. Nestled in the Mesilla Valley, La Mesilla is a captivating location near Las Cruces. Walking through its charming streets, graced with phenomenal cacti plants and historic sites, be sure to read all the historic signs posted on the streets and on the buildings. At the end of this video, I will be popping into the nearby rest area to show off a truly unique roadside icon, so be sure to hang on until the end of this informative video. You will be thrilled that you did and will want to make this scenic lookout part of your off-the-interstate stops in Las Cruces. So you are wondering what is there to do in La Mesilla, New Mexico. Here's what to expect. Visitors can enjoy the historical architecture, vibrant art galleries, local shops filled with a bounty of cultural wares, and of course, authentic New Mexican cuisine. It is different than your typical Tex-Mex or California or even Colorado Mexican cuisine. La Mesilla Plaza is steeped in history, and this lively square is the heartbeat of the town. If you have time and interest, of course, there is plenty of information about the area's early history, the Mexican War, the founding of Mesilla, and its important and critical military era, including the Civil War Battle of Mesilla. Most people rarely think of the Southwest playing a role in the Civil War, but the significance of New Mexico's location made it a critical stronghold for both the North and South during this war. Also, part of the town's history is the Butterfield Overland Trail, which was a mail stage line connecting St. Louis to San Francisco between the years 1858 and 1861. It was a forerunner to the Pony Express. In addition, learn about the significance of the railroad, the town's political history, the important role of the Rio Grande River, for the community depended upon it for subsistence. One sign I do want to share with you is this one. The 1848 Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo ended the Mexican-American War, establishing Mesilla as a Mexican holding. Cura Ramon Ortiz settled families from El Paso del Norte and pre-territorial New Mexico here. Disputes over the border just north of town continued, and soldiers raised the U.S. flag on this plaza November 16, 1854, marking the signing of the Gadsden Purchase, the last major territorial acquisition within the contiguous United States. The M and 54 painted on the nearby bandstand commemorate the event. At the square, see vendors selling local honey, locally grown nuts, and the traditional red chili ristras. The ristras come in all sizes, and some are made into special designs. On the Avenida de Mesilla is a huge establishment that, when in season, is definitely a place to investigate. What is season? Well, it's the fall. The ristras and chilies are fresh from nearby hatch, and you will see the green chilies being roasted in large turning bins, even at the Walmart. And these chili peppers are an integral part of Thanksgiving and Christmas meals in the New Mexican homes. It was hard for me to pass up the Little Heart Ristra, but living in an RV controls the number of souvenirs we can get. I guess that's a good thing. You will also likely hear a musician at the square. We encountered this harpist or harp player, whichever you prefer me to say. Activities at the square vary by the day of the week, but there's something always happening, obviously more on the weekends. Billy the Kid fans will want to go inside the Billy the Kid gift shop. Billy the Kid or William H. Bonney, that's his real name, is featured all across south and central New Mexico, as this colorful character traveled the Southwest, leaving his mark on this desert landscape's history. Don't go inside unless you're willing to get your kids a Wild West trinket. This building, which dates from 1850, once housed the capital of Arizona and New Mexico. Later, it was the courthouse in which Billy the Kid was tried and sentenced to hang. That's a great piece of history, don't you think? Walking around the square and down side streets, we found this. It's the Fountain Theater. It is a small historic theater, which I found out has been run by volunteers for over 15 years. Here we find Thunderbird de la Mesilla. This is the oldest documented brick building in New Mexico. Augustin Marin, of French descent, initiated construction in 1860 using burned brick from his own kiln. He was murdered by robbers in his adjoining apartment in 1866. Frenchman Pedro Duhalde, a former Mesilla saloon keeper, moved in and was himself murdered by robbers. That's a good thing this isn't a hotel, right? Or an inn. Original hand-hewn vigas supporting a low, irregular ceiling, joined with the old brickwork in creating a fitting background for gift items displayed. Duck your head as you enter. Hear the church bells from the San Albino Church of Mesilla, now known as Basilica of San Albino, a must-see for those interested in historical landmarks. This 19th century church showcases the rich Hispanic heritage of the area, offering an intimate glimpse into the religious and cultural history of the region. Just around the corner from the church, we popped into El Shanate Coffee Company. We grabbed a scrumptious chocolate chip cookie. Unbelievably, I didn't get a coffee or an espresso. So when you visit, one-up me by trying her dulce de leche latte. I really should have. The historic landmarks, museums, private homes, and lovely inns and accommodations in La Mesilla are perfect for tourists and history buffs eager to learn more about the area's past. Texans and Arizonans played a crucial role here at Fort Fillmore. If you can catch it during open hours, I recommend the Gadsden Museum. You will learn all you ever wanted to know about the U.S. geography changing and expanding Gadsden Purchase. The town is known for its authentic southwestern food, which is a major draw for vacationers. Don't miss the chance to try New Mexican specialties like red or green chili, cheesy enchiladas, and fry bread at one of the local restaurants in La Mesilla. Some restaurants in New Mexico serve flat enchiladas. If you see flat enchiladas on a menu, order them so you too will learn what this means. I'm not telling you. Find out for yourself. La Mesilla is a must-stop for me every time we are traveling through the region, and we almost always eat at La Posta de la Mesilla. This is the original La Posta, the only station that remains standing on the Butterfield Trail. For more than a century and 3/4, these old adobe walls have withstood the attack of elements and men, and have sheltered such personalities as Billy the Kid, Kit Carson, and Pancho Villa. Now Mesilla sleeps, but La Posta still offers its traditional hospitality and fine food to all who wander here. Still everyone's favorite stop on the Butterfield Stagecoach line. This is a registered National Historic Landmark, and while there, I want to encourage you to read the poster about the history of La Posta de Mesilla, famed for Mexican food and steaks since 1939. But on our latest stop to La Mesilla, we tried a new place that came highly recommended by a friend who lives in Alamogordo. It's called Andale Restaurant. After devouring the fresh homemade tortilla chips with different sauces from the salsa bar, we ordered the house specialty tacos al carbone. This is what we saw on the menu. What is an authentic Mexican taco? Simply answered, it is improvised cooking in a folded tortilla. Our style is from the west central region of Mexico. White corn tortillas topped with flame-broiled beef, pork, or chicken with grilled onion, wedges of lime, cilantro, and choice of sauces on the side. The joy is to experiment. Served with frijoles charros, a spicy bean soup, and garnished with your choice of Mexican coleslaw or lettuce and tomato. Are you hungry yet? For those making their first stop in La Mesilla, I recommend that you dine at La Posta de la Mesilla for its historical significance and fabulous food. I promise it's not a tourist trap. I did walk a few extra blocks to mail myself a postcard. If you watch my videos, you will know I always recommend that you buy yourself a postcard. It's the cheapest souvenir. For mild weather and enjoyable outdoor activities, the best times to visit are spring and fall, when the temperatures are cooler and the landscapes are at their most scenic, and a great time to take amazing photographs of the captivating structures and eye-catching cacti that I am convinced are posing for you around every turn. For those spending more time in Las Cruces, there is plenty for those interested in nature exploration. The Organ Mountains Desert Peaks National Monument is a nearby destination for those wanting to experience more of the stunning landscapes of southern New Mexico. We have spent weeks and weeks in Las Cruces hiking great hikes like the Baylor Pass National Recreation Trail in the monument. This long trail takes hikers across the saddle of the Organs. We have also explored a dinosaur track site at another monument and technical rock climbed in several locales in the Organs and the Don Onion Mountains. Don't forget, the Don't Miss roadside icon will be coming up at the end, which is very soon, I promise. Please take a second to subscribe if you are not already a subscriber. And if you want to buy us a protein bar or some fuel for our travels, our Cash App is on the screen and in the description below. Just a short drive from Las Cruces, it's an easy detour for those exploring southern New Mexico, West Texas, or even Arizona. Now for the roadside icon at the scenic overlook west of Las Cruces on I-10. Take the exit to the scenic overlook, which is located off I-10 just east of the exit for 135, which is the U.S. Highway 70 exit. The scenic overlook rest area exit is marked as a scenic lookout and is the exit for the rest area. For those not having the time to spend a couple hours in La Mesilla, please take 15 minutes to exit the interstate to see this fun stop for all ages. Tell me in the comments how many items you spotted. The New Mexico state bird is the greater roadrunner, distinguished from the smaller roadrunner that is indigenous to Mexico and Central America. You might hear folks refer to this incredible speedy bird as chaparral. Hope your interest is piqued to pull off I-10 at Las Cruces to experience La Mesilla and, of course, the iconic roadside roadrunner. Ugly shoes on the ground. Unclassic road trip. Please watch my other fascinating and educational videos on great places to see, tour, and explore in the great state of New Mexico, the land of enchantment. Adventure awaits, even for my armchair travelers. America's favorite bear, Smokey Bear. Explore the vast White Sands National Park. New Mexico's illustrious national parks. Salinas Pueblo Mission National Monument. Valley of Fires, the mysterious Three Rivers Petroglyph Site.